We invite you to like Maisha Television on all our media platforms. Facebook at Maisha Television KE, Twitter at Maisha TV KE, Instagram at Maisha TV KE. Maisha Television now invites you to send your feedback or complaint because we listen to you. You can now reach us on all our media platforms on Maisha Television. Send your message to our social media platforms on Maisha Television. Call or text us on 0746 999 841 or send us an email on info@maishatv.co.ke. We care at Maisha Television. We shall respond to your feedback or complaint within 14 days. Also keep a copy of the message you send to us. We listen to you because you listen and you watch us. Maisha Television, where you choose it, you watch it, and you definitely love it.
The new coronavirus can spread through respiratory droplets, which are liquids that may come out when we cough or sneeze. For this reason, it's very important to avoid close contact with anyone who has fever and cough or other respiratory symptoms. In practical terms, we recommend keeping at least 1 meter distance from a sick person. Also, you should avoid shaking hands, hugging, or kissing people with these symptoms. If you need to take care of a person who has fever, cough, and difficult breathing, do not forget to wear a mask and, in particular, to practice hand hygiene. If you need more information on how to protect yourself from the new coronavirus, check the WHO website at who.int.
It's a beautiful Sunday. Welcome to Maisha Prime Weekend. My name is Bukedi Jr. Now, Vihiga County Women Representative Beatrice Adagala has lashed out at her Homa Bay counterpart Gladys Wanga over her threatening remarks to oust Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission IBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati. While addressing Vihiga residents, Adagala took a swipe at opposition leader Raila Odinga's allies of being crybabies in each and every election on the conduct of poll officials.
Gladys Wanga nimeona jana kule Homa Bay kwa Matanga akikashifu Chebukati, ni mkubwa chairman wa IBC. Na ningependa kuambia Gladys Wanga namna hivi, mchezo hatutaki kwa Chebukati. Chebukati ni kiongozi ambaye amewekwa, yeye ndiye atasimamia elections katika nchi ya Kenya. Na hao wakianza mchezo wa Chebukati tumekataa. Watu wa Western mnasema namna gani? Mnataka Chebukati atoke? Mnataka Chebukati atoke? Tutasimama kuwe usiku mchana, tutasimama na Chebukati. Chebukati ndiye atakuwa chairman wa IBC, ataongoza elections zenye zinakuja next year mpaka tufanye nini? Tumalize. Ile kitu ambayo tunasi kwa vile kuna other commissioners waongezwe ndio Chebukati apate nguvu ya kufanya elections next year vizuri. Si namna hivyo?
Now, a section of workers in Siaya County government have decried delay of salary remittances for several months. National Assembly Public Accounts Committee Chair Opio Wandai has accused the Office of the Control of Budgets for tolerating corruption in the county governments through continuous release of funds even where there was evidence of fiscal mismanagement. He has called on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to conduct investigations and ensure the perpetrators face the full force of the law.
A section of employees in counties have accused the county governments of not honoring their end-of-salary bargain. National Assembly Public Accounts Committee Chairman OPO has pointed an accusing finger at the Controller of Budgets for continuously releasing county funds even though the county governments continue to violate the Public Finance Act.
As we speak, I have come to understand that a number of employees of the county governments have gone without salaries, in some cases up to 2 months or 3 months in a row. It is a contravention of the requirements of the Public Finance Management Act of 2015.
The chairman's remarks comes at the backdrop of the reports that county employees will have to wait for another 3 months to be paid their salaries. The chair also accused the devolved governments of abusing the employment structures by turning them into employment bureaus for the relatives and cronies.
One thing I suspect is the cause of all this, apart from other issues of corruption, which is rampant all over, is the idea of turning county governments into some sort of employment bureaus. Those who are put in charge of these county governments from its inception somehow were misled to believe that they were meant to basically be offering employment to every Tom, Dick and Harry.
Wandai was quick to call on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Body to swiftly investigate the underlying string of corruption undertakings in the county governments, to expedite solutions to the allegations of mismanagement of funds in the counties that has resulted in the employees not getting their salaries on time.
The Controller of Budget must come in and rein in these county governments because it's a requirement of the law, both the Constitution and the Controller of Budget Act, that before the Controller of Budget authorizes release of funds to any county government, he or she must be satisfied that that county has utilized the funds that were transmitted earlier in a prudent and lawful manner.
Among the counties affected is Siaya, whose county secretary Joseph Oguta told the workers in an internal memo that they will have to wait until September for their July salaries.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission needs to move in with speed and carry out investigations to unearth, if possible, any criminal activities that could have occasioned this very, very unfortunate state of affairs.
The internal memo dated 10th of August 2021 said that the inadvertent delay of salary payment has been occasioned by technicalities in the budget-making process. Reporting for Prime News, Maisha Television Kenya, from London, I am Stella Allington.
Now, the United Democratic Alliance, that is UDA, has now ditched their primary means of member recruitment through members of parliament appointment. The UDA now wants to go through other strategic means to recruit members. The UDA Executive Director Nation Odanga now accuses the lawmakers of using their recruiting positions to champion their selfish agenda that is not aligned with the party.
The United Democratic Alliance Party, affiliated to Deputy President William Ruto, is planning to increase its membership database, a move that they hope will cement their pole position in the coming general elections. On Thursday, the party's National Executive Chair Nation Odanga spent the better part of the day at the home of former Kamukunji Member of Parliament Norman Nyaga, strategizing on means and ways to accumulate party numbers for registration. The meeting brought together several key leaders, among them MCAs and strong opinion leaders.
When this party started, ilikuwa ni kama ile injili ya Yesu. Si Yesu alikuwa na Yohana? Si Yohana alikuwa anasema mambo ya Yesu? Yohana alikuja akawa disciple wa Yesu kweli? Si Yesu alifika akaona hawezi fanya na hii serikali ya Yohana akatafuta wake. So these coordinators, some of them were volunteers. These MPs, we started selling them because we were transiting from Jubilee to UDA. So how was it? Like Mheshimiwa Nyaga has said, when you do registration, don't do it because unataka hawa watu wachache wakupigie. The first thing is believe in the hustler movement and register people for the party, not for them to vote for you.
Odanga was accompanied by Deputy President's brother David Ruto in a mission to root out what they termed as some elements that are out to finish the party's popularity in various identified regions through selfish interest politics in the Mount Kenya region. The party also plans to have grassroots elections in early October.
Sisi watu wa Mlima Kenya tumejifunga kibobo na tumesema liwalo la niwe ni mpaka tuungane ndio tuweze kuendelea mbele, kwa sababu bila muungano wetu tutakuwa kitu bure kabisa.
The party's service leader Mwangi Kiunjuri is stuck on his guns to ensure parties do not fold up through coalitions, calling on parties not to buy the idea of killing parties in the name of coalitions.
Na tayari vyama vimetuita na tumewaita. Wiki ijayo tutakuwa karibu vyama 11 ambaye tumeamua maneno ya Mount Kenya region lazima tuyazungumuze. Hapa Rift Valley UDA iko na mizizi yake huko. KANU inatoka Rift Valley. Kwa nini mnataka kuona sisi ni wajinga sana? Ati watu ya Mount Kenya ndiye hawatakuwa na vyama, tufunge vyama. Vyama hatutafunja. Lakini kura tutawapatia. Na hii kura tutawapatia kwa heshima, sio kwa lazima.
Sisi tunasema na tunapigania umoja kati na ndani ya chama inaitwa ya UDA.
With 12 months left to another succession election, the end game for many political parties and presidential aspirants shift to forming coalitions. However, past broken promises and personal fallouts have returned to haunt the quest by Kenya's leading presidential aspirants to build pre-election coalitions or strengthen their campaigns.
Tuko tayari kabisa kuleta pumzi mpya. Wakenya wapumue hewa safi mpya, hewa ambayo haitakuwa na ukabila.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is closing in on a crucial public endorsement by President Uhuru Kenyatta, who reportedly asked the opposition party leaders in the now defiant National Super Alliance NASA coalition to back Mr. Odinga at a meeting in Mombasa this past Tuesday.
Hiyo NASA kazi yake ilikwisha, lakini huko mbele tutakuja pamoja.
But President Kenyatta's effort to broker a coalition deal for Mr. Odinga with former allies continue to hit a brick wall, as the latter are still sore and smarting from a recent fallout and doubt power-sharing agreement will be honored in case the coalition wins the election. Former Vice Presidents Kalonzo Musyoka and Musalia Mudavadi are holding out for presidential bids of their own, citing an undertaking by Mr. Odinga to forfeit his ambitions for the presidency in the 2022 elections when they negotiated the NASA coalition agreement in 2017. The two have since moved on to form the One Kenya Alliance with other two party leaders, and were early this year encouraged by reports that some influential people in the president's inner circle were fronting for their candidatures. Mr. Musyoka, whose Wiper Democratic Movement Party has the third highest number of MPs behind the ruling Jubilee Party and Odinga's ODM, sought to raise his tax in the latest negotiations by unveiling his presidential campaign center a day to the Mombasa State House meeting.
Talekapeli iko wapi? Na Tibet iko wapi? Allah.
For Prime News Maisha TV, I'm Rida Chebet.
Now, a section of bishops from the Anglican Church of Kenya North Rift region are now urging the government to positively take constructive criticism and stop the individual profiling of those who have divergent opinions as their enemies to foster the growth of public democracy and transparency in the country. Speaking during a mass service in St. Matthew's Anglican Church in Eldoret during the 31st anniversary of the late Bishop Alexander Muge, who died in an unexplained road accident along the Eldoret-Webuye Highway, the church leaders called on the government to be careful not to drift back into the dark days of oppressing those critical of the system. Alexander Kipsang Muge was an Anglican bishop in Kenya. He was the Bishop of Eldoret from 1983 until his death in 1990. Muge was born in 1948 and educated at St. Philip's, Maseno. He was ordained deacon in 1975 and priest in 1976.
He lived at a time when the human rights and some of the challenges that usually emerging nations face, where sometimes the rights are violated, where political kind of narratives are weaved.
Despite all that happened, it happened. And those who did it know it. It is known who did it. We may never know. We were little, we were children, so we really may never know much.
Indeed, brought in a lot of partners to partner with the local church in order to transform communities, eradicate poverty, and ensure that there's justice for everybody.
For sure, they were shaping the destiny of this country by whatever they were raising, and it made the powers that be then to respond. Likewise, the parliament then used also to be very active.
All right, now in Western Region, a section of lawmakers have strongly opposed the ODM's idea of removing the IBC's chairman Wafula Chebukati from his position barely 13 months to general elections. The leader says that the ODM party has no constitutional authority to change the electoral body's officials. The ANC party leaders led by Ayub Sabula have lashed at President Uhuru Kenyatta for asking the OKA leaders to support opposition leader Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2022.
Wakiwa kule Kisii wakisema sasa ati Wafula Chebukati afukuzwe kutoka kwa IBC. We want to tell ODM, hawezi kuwa mchezaji tena wewe unachagua referee. Critical Commission inasema you cannot change a chairman of an independent commission such as IBC kama bado mwaka mmoja kwa election. Tutawaambia no, na hiyo haitabadilika. Chebukati haendi mahali popote.
Raila, you will not sack Chebukati kazi yake. You are a nobody in government. You are an ordinary member of the public like me.
And a section of leaders from Bungoma County also calling on the Director of Criminal Investigations to hasten the investigations into the killing of a journalist, Peter Ochieng. The journalist was found brutally murdered last week.
Hata waziri akasema wataleta watu kutoka Nairobi wafanye investigations. There is nobody in this country who has the monopoly of killing people, and they should stop.
That is why we insist police must get to the root of this killing. We already have spoken to the Director of Criminal Investigations, Mr. Kinoti, and we have also spoken to Mutiambai.
Deputy President William Ruto was today in Kawangware, Nairobi, at the Sacred Heart Parish in 56 area. The second in command was accompanied by several members of parliament allied to the United Democratic Alliance party, with politics taking the center stage.
With less than 12 months to the general elections, politics is resting on the shoulders of political bigwigs, among them William Ruto and Raila Odinga. The Deputy President was today in Kawangware at St. Matthew's Chapel, where politics ruled his speeches.
Sababu tumetoa pesa kama serikali, tumesema kila mwanafunzi
ambaye ataenda kusomea teknolojia, serikali ya Kenya itakupatia msaada wa shilingi 30,000 kwa kila kijana. Na tumeuliza wabunge vile vile waweze kusaidia vijana wengi waweze kupata ujuzi wa ufundi na teknolojia, ili wakati tunatarajia mipango ya nafasi za kazi tuwe tumewaami vijana wote na uwezo wa kufanya hizo kazi kwa kuwa na ufundi, masomo ya ufundi na teknolojia.
Huge crowds had gathered to welcome him into the area in the company of some of his strong allies who included Nixon Korir, John Kiarie, Margaret Wanjiru, among others. While addressing the congregants, Ruto affirmed his commitment to ensuring that a positive change can only be achieved through unity of purpose. Ruto drummed up support for his bottom-up economic model as his anchor to reach the house on the hill.
Tumekubaliana ya kwamba tutavunja ngome ya ukabila, na kwa uchaguzi ujao tutazika kabisa siasa zote za kutenganisha watu kwa misingi ya ukabila. Tuungane kama wananchi wa Kenya, kwa sababu katika kuungana tutaweza kutekeleza yale ambayo yatamfanya kila mwananchi wa Kenya aweze kujivunia taifa lake. Najua ya kwamba wale watu wa seminar na retreat na conference wanataka tena kuanza hiyo mambo ya seminar, ati wanakutana waweze kupanga vile wanaume 5-6 wanaweza kugawana mamlaka na vyeo. Mimi nataka niwaambie kwa unyenyekevu kwamba wakati mnapanga kugawana mamlaka na vyeo, kuna Wakenya zaidi ya milioni 15 ambao wanatarajia nafasi za kazi, nafasi ya biashara, nafasi ya kuzalisha chakula, ndio tuweze kutembea zote kama Wakenya.
He further urged the area residents to ensure that they register as voters to make him win the 2022 polls. The second in command donated 1 million shillings for the church building.
Niko hapa na shilingi 1,000,000 nitakupatia. Mpatie. Thank you. Hapana, it's okay. Sawa. Hiyo ni shilingi 1,000,000, utaenda kuongezea ile ya
He also took a swipe at ODM leader Raila Odinga over what he termed a selfish ambition to create powerful positions for themselves while ignoring the common mwananchi.
And in my very honest opinion, the priority for our nation is not how we as leaders should share positions and power. The priority is on how we can create an economic revolution that will create jobs, will create opportunities, and will make every Kenyan contribute their talent, their energy, their expertise in making this country a great country. So, mimi nawauliza, najua mumepata kuelewa ya kwamba mimi nimesema hii mjadala ya siasa lazima ibadilike. Haiwezi kuendelea kuwa ni mjadala wa viongozi na kubadilisha katiba na kugawana vyeo na kugawana mamlaka. Hapana. Lazima tuwe na mjadala mpya ambayo itajumuisha mwananchi mwenye hana kazi, na yule wa mkokoteni, na yule mama mboga, kwa sababu tuko na watu milioni 15 wa kiwango hiyo, na hakuna vile tutakuwa na mjadala Kenya ambayo ni mjadala ya viongozi peke yao. We must have a conversation that involves ordinary people in Kenya. Na ndio mnaona katika Kenya watu wengi wamegang up kusema huyu Ruto amelete mjadala hapa ya watu wadogo, anaweka ujeuri kwa watu wadogo. Mimi nataka niwaambie wajipange, kwa sababu safari hii tutakuwa na mjadala ya mtu mdogo pia. Ama nyinyi watu wa Kawangware mnasema tuendelee tu na watu vile watagawana mamlaka? Hapana, no.
Ruto held roadside rallies in the area, giving a blueprint of the future plans he has in store for the residents.
His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, kwa niaba yangu na chama ya UDA nataka kuambia 2022 Mama Bishop Margaret Wanjiru anaomba kura ya gavana wa Nairobi. Nataka kuambia na wapenda chama ni UDA na rais mtarajiwa ni William Ruto. Na wapenda, Mungu awabariki.
Reporting for Maisha TV, Prime News, Ambushabi Jr.
Now on to more news. Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua and First Lady Lilian Ng'ang'a are no longer together after ending their relationship 2 months ago. Announcing through Instagram, and I quote, Mutua said that Lilian and I have been a blessing to each other. 2 months ago, we decided to slowly disengage. We are in an amicable terms and remain close as friends. We will continue to talk, meet, and share ideas constantly. End of quote. Earlier, Lilian had posted on her Instagram saying she would step down as Machakos First Lady after separating from the governor. She posted, and I quote, "Winds of change blew my way, and 2 months ago, I decided to end the long-term relationship with Dr. Alfred Mutua. We had a good run, and I'm forever grateful to God who brought us together. We remain friends," she wrote on her Instagram.
My advice to you girls is that you seek deep within you that which you like to do and enhance it. Sometimes we are caught up in school, we are doing all these things, we are doing math, which is good, we are doing biology, then we forget to dance like these beautiful girls. I think that solo was fantastic. So if she's good in dancing, enhance that. Hesabu ni sawa, biology ni sawa, chemistry is fine. But if you're good in dancing, you're good at, somebody wants to become a journalist, enhance that. And that way you get to become the person you're meant to be. As you enhance that which you're good at, do not forget to study hard, as education is the best investment and it never expires. This month, May, is the menstrual hygiene month, and going forward, I call on the national government to implement the free sanitary towels the president signed into law in 2017. Pads are a basic need, and we must strive to meet these very, very basic monthly need. A budget of millions was allocated for the same, but our girls still do not have access to towels as they should. I urge county governments as well to support this move by providing water, which is in line with SDG number 6, to ensure water and sanitation access to all, as well as proper disposal, so that we maintain proper hygiene and take care.
Folks, that's what we had for Maisha Prime this weekend. Hope you have a wonderful night. My name is Bushebi Jr. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want, loving it has never been this easy.
Your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. It's your season.
The new coronavirus can spread through respiratory droplets, which are liquids that may come out when we cough or sneeze. For this reason, it's very important to avoid close contact with anyone who has fever and cough or other respiratory symptoms. In practical terms, we recommend keeping at least 1 meter distance from a sick person. Also, you should avoid shaking hands, hugging, or kissing people with these symptoms. If you need to take care of a person who has fever, cough, and difficult breathing, do not forget to wear a mask and, in particular, to practice hand hygiene. If you need more information on how to protect yourself from the new coronavirus, check the WHO website at who.int.